and teach you how to do it. But the important thing is that we must try to be very conscious of our righteousness and our spiritual standards and remain on the path of taqwa. Hazrat Masih has repeatedly drawn our attention to that, and so have our khulafa. And after every few days, if you listen to the sermons of Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen, the same subject is repeated again and again, because that is the root. As the Prophet Messiah said, that this is the root. If righteousness, taqwa is there, then everything else is fine. But if that jar is not there, that root is not there, then there is nothing left of our faith, there is nothing left of anything. So we have a great challenge in the world of today. As I said, there is so much of misery, there is so much of suffering, which you cannot imagine. I have seen some of it with my own eyes. I went to Darfur and it's a nightmare. I can't even forget it today, the sort of scenes and sights that I saw there. And the same in tsunami, in Indonesia, and the earthquake disasters in Pakistan and elsewhere, and now just a couple of weeks ago in Tahiti and then in Chile yesterday. So all those disasters are warnings from Allah. And Huzur said in a recent sermon that Allah is now showing that He is very tolerant, He is very loving, but He has to show the stick at some time as well. It's not carrots all the time. So there is that warning that if people will not heed, but there is a responsibility over us. We have to help humanity to understand and perceive. If we are not doing our proper task, if we are not doing what we are expected to do, then surely Allah will ask us. Allah will say, did not you see the suffering of these people? What did you do about it? Just as Amir Sahib, United States, was telling us yesterday of a hadith, that Allah will ask someone that I had no clothes, you didn't give me any clothes, I was hungry, you didn't give me any food. You see, and the person will say, God, you don't need all that. But Allah will say that there were such people who were there and you didn't do anything for them. So it's the same question. We are enjoying peace, but there are millions and millions out there who have no peace. What are we doing for them? What are we doing for them? There are so many who are suffering from hunger, who are homeless, absolutely. And the reason, the main reason is that they have lost their sense of spirituality. So that sense of spirituality has to be reactivated. We have to make them feel that the real resuscitation to life of peace and comfort is through that spiritual animation and rejuvenation. So we have a great responsibility, and I trust that we who are here and those who are not even here will take up these issues very, very seriously and try to make ourselves into really that well-organized, highly disciplined, highly dedicated, highly devoted army of the servants of Allah, the servants of Ahmadiyya, the servants of Islam, with total obedience to whom we are supposed to obey, and that obedience is part of the obedience of Allah and part of the obedience of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and part of the obedience of the Prophet Messiah Islam and his Khulafa. So may Allah enable us to continue